Greetings of loving kindness, family, and we are so grateful that you are joining us once again for a Sangha Yoga Studio practice. And I hope this finds each of you feeling like the embodiment of the ecstatic dance of trillions of cells. And so, let's continue to polish the internal mirror, shall we? Get into your yoga zone and find your way into child's pose, as my dear friend Rebecca has done. All right, finding your way into Balasana and backing into yourselves. Arriving at your own front door and taking a bow to the content of your body, the content of your mind, and the content of your heart. A deep bow to all that's so as you settle in and arrive at the truth of your being. Perhaps you will have sensations that rise to the surface of your awareness. And we take a moment to be with all of this and perhaps allow it to be the raw material for a sankalpa, a sacred intention to arise. Why are you on the sticky mat? And what are the possibilities for your well-being from showing up here in this moment, in this way? And then, in the spirit of generosity and ever widening our circle of care, take a moment to feel and offer your practice to anybody who perhaps doesn't have access to the yoga wisdom but could benefit from the experience. We practice on their behalves as well. And then inhale your sacred intentions to each and every cell. Exhaling, may it be so. And slowly begin shifting your way into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. And as you arrive in down dog, tinker around within the shape, remembering that these postures are never meant to be performances. You just arrive within the shape, and then you allow your body to find its way, and you find the shape melding itself to your body. And the two meet, and then the breath is introduced, and you just take a moment to experience all of that. Your body, the posture, and your breath. Beginning to open up Dirgha Swasam, your three-part breathing. Inhaling, fill the belly, the lower chest, the upper chest. Exhaling, upper chest, lower chest. And the full exhalation, the navel kisses the spine. Just a few more times, introducing Dirgha Swasam to Adho Mukha Shavasana. And then from here, walk your feet halfway to your hands and perhaps come up onto fingertips, doming your palms. So the energy starts to come into the back body, into the back lung tissue. Head hanging off the vine of your neck. And just feel the breath really saturating the back body. Continuing with Dirgha Swasam, guided in the direction of the back lung tissue. And then at the bottom of your next exhalation, allow your feet to walk on up to your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, long arms, long legs, long spine. Exhale, full forward fold, Uttanasana. And allow your arms and hands to do whatever they want to do for you to have a juicy experience of the shape. Using your exhalations, perhaps, to empty away any heaviness you may be carrying on the shoulders. Lighten your load a little bit. If the hammies are fussy, if your hamstrings are hollering, bend and straighten your knees a few times. Woo your way into the legs as a friend. So we don't ever want our body to feel threatened. We want the body to perpetually know that we come into our practice as our own best friend, our own greatest advocate. And then releasing the arms, let them hang empty out of the shoulders. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. And then from here, press firmly into your heels. Continue to hang, arms draping. And slowly roll up your body, bone by bone. Rolling up your spine, vertebra by vertebra. And when the chin comes parallel to the floor, reach your arms up overhead. 2 palms press, a moment on high. Exhale, drop the shoulders into the girdle. Inhale, lift the rib basket up out of the hips. And just find the full extension of your body for a moment. Claim your waist. One last inhalation, wiggle, writhe, lift up out of yourself. Lift up out of previous limitations. And then exhale, 2 palms press at the heart center. Perhaps the head bows as we turn our gaze inward in the direction of our Sankalpa, and in the direction of the Atman, the highest self that dwells within. And we take a moment to gather ourselves, gather our intentions, and offer all the goodness we can muster out on Om. Send our goodness out into the world on the wind of Om. Exhale. Inhale. Inhaling our Sankalpa to each and every cell. Exhaling, release the arms by the side. Eyes on the horizon. Take a moment to stand in the center of your circle. Really finding your mountaintop, that is Tadasana. Samastiti, cultivating equanimity. Shifting your weight side to side, front to back. Just evenly distributing throughout your feet, throughout your body. And there's this gentle static engagement of each and every cell of your being, like a roll call. I'm here, I'm here. But there's not a rigidity. There's just a wakefulness. And then on the inhalation, the 2 palms press. On the exhalation, the head bows to the fingertips, to our Sankalpa. May it guide our efforts. On the inhalation, lock your thumbs, reach your branches long and tall, open up into full extension. On the exhalation, take a bow in your forward fold, Uttanasana. A breath in Uttanasana because you can. And then on the exhalation, knees bend, fingers line up with toes. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee grounds. And just stay deep in your lunge. On an inhalation, simply look up. Opening the front line of your spine from the depth of your lunge. Take a few breaths here to open up the space from your chin to your chest, your shoulders to your ears, back body descending, front body ascending. One last inhalation. On the exhalation, 2 down dog. Take a breath in your dog. On the next inhalation, come up on the ball edge of your feet. Exhale, shift your weight forward, knees, chest and chin to the earth, pelvis slightly raised, elbows in close. Take a breath or two here, tucking your elbows into the midline, taking your shoulders back, and really honoring your arches. The arches of the feet as they lead into the arch of the low back as it leads into the arch of your neck. These 3 arches mirror one another. You were not born with them. You built them. We may gently lose some of them along the way, and you can reclaim them right here, right now. And then on an exhalation, shift your weight forward, sink your pelvis, and inhale, gentle cobra. And take a few breaths, continuing to tuck your wings back, your shoulders back, your elbows in. And then you find the orientation of your gaze that works best for your neck. Right? Find what's honest to your cervical spine. And then opening up the front line, unzipping from the chin to the sternum to the pubic bone for a last breath or two. And then keeping those elbows tucked in when you find your next exhalation, pushing back into your dog. A clearing breath in your dog. And then on your next inhalation, left foot forward. Exhale, right knee grounds. Stay deep in your lunge. Inhale, simply open the front line. Opening up the space in the throat, the chest. And then on your next exhalation, back foot joins the front. When you get there on an inhalation, a little half lift, lengthen your limbs, your spine. Exhale into a deep forward fold. Activate the 4 corners of your feet. Activate your arches, arms back like wings. On an inhalation, coming up with a nice flat back. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And exhale home to the heart. Take your clearing breath. And your next inhalation, open the front line. Lock in the thumbs, long and tall. Exhale, take a bow, opening the back line. Knees bend, fingers outside toes. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee grounds. This round, just come on up to vertical. Resting on your front thigh or using blocks beneath your shoulders if that's what your practice calls for. And just sink the pose. A few breaths just to feel your way into where the left leg meets the body. Gently working that left hip forward, right hip back. Spilling your pelvic bowl backwards in a posterior tilt to really peel open that femoral triangle where the left leg meets the body so that we can open up the pathway for lymph and blood to flow freely. Exhale, sink into your lunge. And then when you're ready, on your next exhalation, lengthen, lower, all the way into your dog. Inhale up on the ball edge of the feet. Exhale, shift your weight forward, knees, chest, and chin to the earth. Next inhalation takes you into your baby cobra. A breath or two in your cobra. And an exhalation carries you to your dog. On an inhalation, left foot forward. Exhale, right knee grounds. Come on up to vertical. And just feel your way into this right hip. Feel the right femoral triangle opening. And feel the outside edge of that left hip hugging the midline. Right hip wooing its way forward as the left hip moves back, just to get a little more sincerely into the experience of the lunge. With each exhalation, we give into the depth of the pose. And on your next exhalation, lengthen lower, back foot joins the front. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold down deep. Activate your arches, spread your wings. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, home to the heart. Take your clearing breath. On the inhalation, continue. Opening the front line. Exhale, taking your bow to open the back line. Knees bend, fingers outside toes. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale to ground. Lock your thumbs, arms alongside your ears. Inhale, open the front line. On the exhalation, sink the lower half of the pose. And on the inhalation, lift the upper half, the union of opposites that is Hatha Yoga. Exhaling, we ground down into the earth. Inhaling, we lift up into the sky. Beautiful. One last inhalation. Claim the full length of the front line of your spine. Exhale as you lengthen, lower to your dog. Inhale up on the ball edge of the feet. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the earth. Inhale your baby cobra. Exhale into your dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right knee grounds. And inhale, Anjaneyasana. Open up your flying monkey. Being here for several breaths. Just yoking the pose. Feeling a great spreading of the sternum. Last little bit of yoking yourself between earth and sky. And on an exhalation, feel your way back into your down dog. Settle into down dog as a place of rest. And if ever you need to, child's pose is your place of rest instead of down dog. Continue to be your own best friend. Keep your practice honest and an expression of loving kindness. And just feeling whatever's so in your body right now after 3 rounds of Surya Namaskaram. And at the bottom of your next exhalation, let your left heel swivel into the center strike of the mat, giving you something like a 45-degree angle in your left foot. And then really push through your palms to take your hips to the back right corner of your mat. Push through your palms, take the hips to the back right corner. And see what is it you can do to really open up the lateral edge of the left hip within this transition. Right? Dialing down through the outside strike of your left heel. And feeling our way into the outside strike of that left hip. And then on an inhalation, right foot will come forward. And on the exhalation, right knee bends, and we find our way into a lunge. And then pull the outside strike of the right hip into the midline. Yeah, so what I really want you to experience is the outside strike of this right hip pulls back and in and back and in, and this is where the pose happens. And we're still loading the outside strike of this left heel, but we're pulling this right hip back and in to the best of our ability. Yeah. Now that is juicy, that is delicious, and that may be plenty just to have the experience. Stay here. Otherwise, if you're so inspired, move into flight. If so inspired. And then as you move into flight, feel your way into your sternum. What does it feel like to spread the wings of your heart to open up your breastplate. Really open up your shoulders. Let this be delicious. Let this be plenty. Still hooking the outside strike of that right hip towards the arch of the left foot. And feeling this. Purchasing some real estate through the ball mound of your right foot and the outside strike of your left heel for your last 2 breaths. Ground down, ground down, ground down. And then slowly lengthen the arms down to the floor. And pick up your left heel, swivel the toes back towards the head of the mat, and come into high plank. Feel your way into a nice strong plank. Starting to cultivate some length and some strength. Kneecaps lifting, head in line with the rest of the spine. Hugging the abdominals to the bone. You're long and you're strong. And an exhalation carries you to your dog. A few breaths in your dog to integrate, to feel. Moving your heart back towards your thighs, your shoulders towards your hips. And then on your next exhalation, right heel swivels into the center strike. And just pause here for a moment. And as the right heel comes into the center strike, something like a 45-degree angle with the right foot. And then we push off through the palms, through the roots of the fingers, to take the hips to the back left corner of the mat. And we start to peel open the right waist, the lateral edge of the right hip. And we tinker around within this. It's just like, where can I make this juicy? Where can I make this delicious? Not wanting to miss the opportunities of the transition in yoga, right? Yoking ourselves throughout the entire practice. And then, from here, when you're ready, on an inhalation, left foot forward. Exhale, left knee grounds when you get there, when you're ready. And then we start to tinker. Yeah? This is when we really start to pull the outside strike of that left hip. It wants to go wide. It wants to abduct. And we just pull it in. Pulling the outside strike of the left hip towards the arch of the right foot. And then pressing down through the outside strike of the right heel to lay our foundation in that right leg. And feel our way onto solid ground. The ball mound of the left foot, outside strike of the right heel. And then, if you are firmly planted on solid ground, do you move into flight? And if you're not on solid ground, you stay there, right? Meet your body where it is with absolute honesty and compassion. Yeah. The way Rebecca is rolling open her shoulders, rolling open her heart, opening her breastplate, opening up the apex of the lungs, all the while pulling that left hip back and in. It gets juicy, folks. Let it get juicy. Tapas. Heating up the interior. Last couple of breaths here. Rooting down into the earth to take flight. Flying through these crazy times, right? And then when you're ready, on an exhalation, arms lengthen and lower down to the earth. Right heel swivels back into the midline, keeping those hips where they are. Left leg goes back into a high plank. And we take several breaths into the length and strength of our plank. Bearing our own weight, right? Building bone, stimulating the building of bone. If you're familiar with the bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, really tapping your strength. The strongest muscles hug the midline of the body. And on an exhalation to your dog. A few moments integrating in down dog. Remember, down dog can become balasana, child's pose, if ever that's more honest for your body. Soft tongue, soft jaw. Awareness on an ever-expansive heart. The bottom of your next exhalation, left heel swivels into the center strike. On the inhalation, right foot comes forward. On the exhalation, right knee grounds. We lay our foundation. And on the inhalation, she's going to come straight up into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. You take whatever arm position encourages the full extension of your thoracic spine. Thoracic spine being every one of your vertebrae that has a rib attached to it. So the heart spine. So feel your way into the foundation from your feet, into your pelvis, from your pelvic bowl, lumbar spine, lumbar to thoracic, and then lastly, if you want to move into cervical, you lift your gaze, but only if you have absolute permission from your neck to do so. Just a couple more breaths here, rooted to the earth and reaching for the sky. Virabhadrasana, Warrior One, peaceful warriors. And on an exhalation, lowering down into your plank. 3 breaths in your plank. Claim your length and your strength. Coming home to this every time. Remembering who we are. And the 3rd exhalation will carry you to your dog. And a few breaths in your dog. At the bottom of your next exhalation, right heel swivels into the center strike. And exhaling, inhaling left foot forward. Exhaling, left knee grounds. Inhaling up into your Warrior One. If you take extra breaths, you take extra breaths. Feel your way into the foundation from your feet to your pelvis, lumbar to thoracic. Arms find whatever they best do to support the opening of thoracic spine. And then lastly, you check in with cervical. And then you feel yourself from the earth, through your feet, through your body, all the way up through your fingertips. Feeling the entire pose, everywhere that it's showing up within you. And offering your last breath or two to the experience. And moving on an exhalation back into your plank. Plank for 3 breaths. Nice Ujjayi Dirgha Swasam. Deepening your bandhas at the bottom of each exhalation, if you're so inspired. Those bandhas deep in the tapas. Deep in the fire that purifies. At the bottom of the 3rd exhalation, you'll feel your way back into your downward dog. A couple breaths in your down dog to integrate. The bottom of your next exhalation, left heel swivels into the center strike. And then inhaling, right foot forward. Exhaling, right knee grounds. Inhaling up into Virabhadrasana, Warrior One, and then exhaling into Warrior Two. And as we've taken time to honor the integrity of Warrior One and all the other poses before this, we take time to find Warrior Two. From the feet, through the legs, to the pelvis, to the spine, bottom to top. And then we pranagize those hands to open up the wings of the heart. Last couple of breaths in your Warrior Two. Beautiful. And then from warrior 2, you're going to slowly begin windmilling yourself all the way back down to your plank pose. Pick up that left heel before you bear weight in plank. Yeah. Feel your plank for 2 breaths. Exhaling into your dog. A breath in your dog. The bottom of the exhalation, right heel swivels into the center strike. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, lay your foundation. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. And tinker around within the shape. Let warrior 2 find your body, and your body finds warrior 2. And the first several breaths are just research. This is a practice. Be gentle, be kind, be curious. Beautiful. Feeling your way into the future, into the past, shifting your weight to find the now. Pelvic bowl moves around to find neutral. Give yourself absolute permission to stay fluid and soft throughout the practice. And then finding your way out through the wings of the heart, chronologizing the hands, the pose. Bottom of the exhalation, find your bandhas. And the inhalation really inflates the house of prana. The chest expanding, the lungs getting stronger and stronger, more and more resilient to meet these times. Tapping the warrior within. And at the bottom of your next exhalation, windmill down into your high plank. Right heel picks up, toes swivel. High plank for a breath. Exhale to your dog. Inhale. Exhale, left heel comes into the center strike. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, right knee bends. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, right palm skyward. Exhale, revolve your warrior. Left hand can slide down the outside strike of your left leg, or your left elbow can bend and the back side of your left hand can kiss your right hip. Whatever's best for your body, feel your way into it, and then reclaim the lunge of your right leg. And really open up the space from your right knee to your right armpit. And then if it's there for you and you really want to support your neck, you can bend your right elbow and hold your head at the base of the skull, or keep your arm fully extended. Find what's honest for your neck, for your shoulder, for your thoracic spine. Several breaths here in our revolved warrior to open up the lateral lung, to open up the right ear of the heart, the right waist. Make sure your right knee is tracking the pinky edge of your right foot, so you're not twisting the column of the leg at the knee. Stay safe, beloveds. Be wise, my family. And then one last inhalation, your revolved warrior 2. Exhale back into traditional warrior 2. Claim your traditional warrior 2. Stay here for a breath. And then exhale all the way down. To your plank for a breath. Exhaling to your dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, right heel swivels into the center strike. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, left knee bends. We find our foundation. And then on an inhalation, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, revolve that left palm. Exhale, revolve the pose. Revolved warrior 2. Feel for the bind your arms want to do on this side. It may not be the same as the first side. You find your foundation through your feet, through your legs. You find your pelvis in neutral, and then you continue to climb up your spine. And then find your breath and offer your breath to the posture and your posture to the breath. Left knee tracking the pinky edge of that left foot to keep us safe, stacking our bones. Beautiful. And then find your way back in traditional warrior two. Claim the integrity of warrior two for a breath. And an exhalation carries you down into your plank. Inhale into your plank. Exhale to your dog. A couple breaths to rest and feel in your dog or in your child's pose. Hugging the outer arm towards the inner if you're in down dog, taking your heart back towards your thighs, taking your heels down towards the floor. Those of you who know me couldn't possibly know how hard it is for me not to have my hands all over Rebecca right now. But she's an experienced yogi. She knows her way into these poses. She doesn't need my arms to find them more sincerely. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. And on your next exhalation, left heel swivels into the center strike. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, right knee bends. Inhaling, we come up into warrior one. Exhaling, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, begin to slide and glide across the horizon to your right. Don't go down yet. Just come off the horizon to your right. Reaching your right arm forward, reaching, pulling that right femur, the top bone in your leg, into the hip socket, lengthening. And then without collapsing in your right waist, taking that right hand down to your right shin, to the floor inside your shin. Find whatever is honest for your body or onto a block if you have one. And then feel your way back into the great condor wings of warrior two. Like, wow, look at that. Ah, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I love it. So, spreading the wings of our heart into Trikonasana. Trikonasana, the sacred geometry of this pose, is magically delicious. Enjoy it. And I love the way that you can see Rebecca bringing her shoulder blades onto her spine. To open up the collarbones in the front, we need to root the shoulder blades in the back. Delicious. All right, beautiful. And then from here, revolve your left palm towards the wall beyond your head, and then begin to bring your left arm alongside your left ear parallel to the floor. And then what's delicious here is Rebecca's going to take the pinky edge of her hand a little bit more towards the floor to bring the shoulder blade away from the spine. Yes. And then if you want to, you can take your gaze from the floor to the side wall, or if you have permission from your cervical spine, towards the ceiling beyond your bicep. And really press into the outside strike of your left heel to get into the outside strike of your left hip. Getting all the way into the left arm dome and beyond to the left fingertips for her last couple of breaths. If she can, Rebecca is going to look out to her fingertips. If you can, look to your left fingertips. Reach, and then lengthen as you windmill that left arm down. Right hand to the outside, left heel picks up into your plank. Take a breath in your plank, tapping your length and your strength. Exhaling to your dog. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. Inhale. Exhale, right heel into the center strike. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, left knee bends. Lay your foundation. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, slide across the horizon. Lengthen. And then without collapsing in that left waist, take it down. Left hand comes down towards the earth. Right arm goes up to the sky. The arms are an extension of one another. Then we feel our way into the foundation of our feet. Really purchase some real estate through the ball mount of your left foot, the outside strike of your right heel. Find your way into your pelvis, then find your way into your spine, and then feel your arms opening up, and then find your cervical spine What do you have permission to do? Are you looking down at the left hand? Are you looking at the wall in front of you? Are you looking at the skyward thumb? Remember that your thumbs are an extension of your collarbones, so as you lengthen out through your thumbs, you might feel a lengthening through your collarbones. Opening up Trikonasana. Feel the right sitting bone moving towards the inner left thigh. Right sitting bone moving towards the inner left thigh to perhaps peel open that right hip a little bit more. Maybe letting it get a little bit juicier. Let this be delicious, people. The bottom of each exhalation, perhaps reintroducing yourself to your bandhas. Last couple of inhalations, really spreading open the house of prana, continuing to address the lungs, the respiratory system. And then starting to revolve that right palm and lengthening that right arm alongside the right ear, the pinky edge of the right hand cutting the floor to really open up a little bit of space underneath the shoulder blade. And then feel the length of that right arm extending from the outside strike of the right heel, the right ankle, the right hip, the right ear of the heart. And then if you have permission, your gaze goes skyward beyond that right bicep, if and only if you have permission. Yeah. And then looking out through the fingertips, if your neck allows, really lengthening beyond previous limitations. And lengthen as you lower, windmill down. Left knee bends, left hand goes to the outside of the left foot, feeling your way into your plank on an exhalation. A breath in your plank, exhaling to your dog. A breath or two in your dog. Yes, we're doing a lot of standing poses tonight, family, because we need to create some heat. We need some tapas to purify, to cleanse, a little homeland security, moving our fluids, moving our lymph, moving our blood, heightening our shield of immunity. All right, last round here. On an exhalation, left heel into the center strike. On the inhalation, right foot forward. Exhale, right knee bends. Inhale up into your warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, begin feeling your way into Trikonasana as you lengthen out over the horizon, and then just lengthen over the horizon and stop for a moment. Lengthen over the horizon and stop, and stop, and stop. Yeah, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then what's going to happen from here is the left hand is going to come down to the inside strike of the right foot, and the right arm is going to go up towards the ceiling into a revolved Trikonasana. It doesn't have to be graceful. We're not graded on entrance and exit, right? Although that really was, Rebecca. And then from here, where the rubber hits the road, once again, pulling the outside strike of this right hip back. Yeah, that's it. And then posting off of your left arm is a third leg. If you can, a block beneath the left hand. And then post off of whatever your point of contact is to bring that left lung skyward. Bring that left lung skyward, and there's your twist. Arms are an extension of one another. The spreading of the great condor wings. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. She's making this look very easy. I know it's not. You can wiggle and wobble. It's okay. Last little bit. This is beautiful. Yeah, and then slowly right arm lengthens as it lowers down. Yes, left heel picks up, right knee bends, and we take it back to a plank. Inhale, exhale to your dog. A few breaths here to integrate. The twisting poses can really be detoxifying, big housekeeping. And after the twist, we come back into an inversion to stimulate lymphatic flow towards the thoracic duct. There's just some really delicious homeland security here. At the bottom of your next exhalation, right heel swivels into the center strike. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, lay your foundation. Inhale up into your warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. And then from here, inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, slide across the horizon and just slide and slide. Take lots of time here. Lengthening your legs, lengthening your arms, lengthening your spine, because we really want to go into a twist fully lengthened, right? Find it. And then that right arm is going to windmill down and left arm is going to windmill up. And we're going to feel our way into the foundation through both feet, and the right arm is the third leg. All right? And then just find it. And then use your points of contact to pull that left hip back and in and back and in and back and in. Yeah, that left hip is where it happens. Just keep hooking the outside strike of that left hip towards the arch of your right foot, and then push off of your points of contact, especially with that right arm, to bring your right lung skyward. Yeah, right lung skyward. Your gaze can be straight down to the side wall or to the skyward thumb. Beautiful. Several breaths here. I know it's not easy. Well done. Just a couple more clearing breaths. Not easy, but always useful. Well done. And then we slowly begin to release the pose. Left arm comes down. Right heel picks up, left knee bends into a plank. A moment in your plank. An exhalation to your dog. Oh, magically delicious. 3 breaths in your dog to integrate. And then on her next inhalation, Rebecca is going to lead you into a high plank. Coming back into your high plank. Oh my goodness, you didn't know you still had it in you. And then from high plank, the elbows replace the palms into forearm plank. Tapping once again your length and strength. And from here, if you need to swivel the ball edge of your feet back and back and back, so your legs are fully extended, shoulders over the elbows. Beautiful. Feel it, beloveds. Feel your length and strength. And then very slowly lower your body down. And we're coming right on into our Sphinx pose. So the elbows are under the shoulders, forearms parallel to one another. The elbows really pushing down into the sticky mat and gently pulling back towards your hips. Really feel the palms of your elbows rooted to bring your sternum forward and your shoulders back. Pull your navel up into your spine. Take your upper buttocks tissue towards your heels to get out of your low back. Really claim the real estate of your low back. And then from here, back body descending. So we've got the shoulder blades coming down, down, down into the body. The upper buttocks tissue moving back and the sternum lifting. Collarbones spreading. Delicious. Yeah. If you want to stay here and really feel the length of the front line of your spine from your chin to your sternum to your pubic bone, or if you're so inspired, you can slowly start straightening your arms, pushing through your palms, keeping your shoulders down, and coming into whatever expression of Sphinx is honest for your body. Be kind to your low back. Last few breaths here. Just unzipping the front line, beautiful, spreading the collarbones. And then really low down into the palms as you begin to lower back down and lengthen your spine to the floor. Push your palms of your elbows down and back, lowering down, cheek to the side. Relax your arms in any way they want to be. Relax your legs in any way they want to be. And if ever it doesn't work for you to have your cheek to the side, you stack your palms and rest your forehead on the back of stacked palms. If you feel any hemmed up energy anywhere in your body, especially your low back, wag your tail. Just wag your tail side to side, shake your hips, clear stagnation, clear traffic, move prana. Moving prana with your breath, clearing traffic through the movements of your body. Take your cheek to the opposite side if you've got it to one side. And take a couple clearing breaths over here. And then from here, bring your forehead to the earth. Bend your knees, reach back and grab hold of your ankles or your shins or whatever you're able to grab hold of. Forehead is to the earth. And then just take a moment to lengthen out through your knees. Nice and long in your thighs. If you have hold of your ankles, gentle flexion through your heels to protect your knees. The inside edges of the feet feel as close to parallel to one another as they can. Once again, you're going to pull a marble up into your belly button and take your upper buttocks tissue towards your heels to claim the real estate of your low back. And then initially, keep your thighs rooted onto the floor and really press the crease of your legs into your sticky mat as you roll your forehead skyward, your nose, your chin, and you let your thighs stay rooted and your heels push away from your head to bring out your cobra. Just the upper half of our bow initially, opening up the thoracic spine, checking in with the cervical. What's the most honest orientation? Is it skyward? Is it eyes on the horizon? Is it perhaps even chin into your chest? Do your research, and then check in with your low back. Do you have absolute permission to lift yourself up into bow proper, into Dhanurasana? If you do, continue straightening your legs and lifting your thighs up off the floor, working in the direction of having your thighs and your head on the same plane, and then really bringing your breath into your bow. Do not sacrifice quality of the breath for depth of the posture. Beautiful. For those of you that have side bow in your practice, feel free to move into side bow for a breath or two on each side. I trust you to be honest and compassionate with yourselves and come out whenever you hear the whisper from within. Last few breaths, just exploring the opening of the front line of the spine. Gentle squeeze on the kidneys, the adrenals. Inhale into your highest expression. Exhale as you slowly lower down and push back into the pose of a child. Taking a bow to your ability to bend over backwards. Find the distance that your knees want to be apart. Find the way that your arms want to be to assist you in really backing in to yourselves once again. And we arrive here, returning to our own front door to check in with our Sankalpa. Is it guiding our actions? Are we still practicing as our own best friend? Take a deep breath into the kidney band from your bottom ribs to your waistband. And then hands slide underneath your shoulders, chin into the chest as you very slowly roll up and out bone by bone. Shoulders roll up, back, and down, head's the last to rise. Pause at the top for a moment of clearing. And then as you're ready, shift your weight to the side and send your legs out in front of you. Shake your legs out if you need to. And then we're going to begin coming into Janusirsasana. So we always begin out over the right leg to emulate the way the food moves through the body. So draw the sole of your left foot into the inner right thigh. Let your left knee come as far back as it wants to. Janusirsasana A. The right leg is extended out in front of you. And then you feel your way onto your sitting bones. And you really want to be grounded into your sitting bones and the center strike of your right heel. So find your foundation. And then maybe your left hand comes onto your left thigh to assist you in posting off of that left thigh to align your spine out over the right leg. And maybe your right hand comes out beyond your right hip to assist you in orienting your spine out over that right leg. Exhale, ground down into your points of contact. On the inhalation, look up. Lift your tail, engage spinal motion. A breath or two to spiral all the way up your spine from bottom to top. And then on an exhalation, we hinge from where the legs meet the body and lay our body out over that right leg. Using your hands and arms however it best assists you to do so. Really bringing your left kidney in the direction of your right knee. Feeling your way into a deep bow to this right leg. When you find your edge, you bow your head. You find the hand-arm bind that works best to support your stability, the sthira of this asana. And then you offer it the life of your breath and the breath of your life. Allow your breath to be generous, feeling your way through Dirgha Swasam, and really starting to cultivate a deep equanimity on the breath, the exhalations and the inhalations feeling about equally as long, if not the exhalations being even longer to empty out any excess information. Forehead towards the shin, offering puja, sacred ceremony to this right leg, giving thanks for every step it's taken. Exhale into your deepest bow. On the inhalation, look up, activating your cervical spine. On the exhalation, floating up from the heart. Take a clearing breath. And then however it best serves you in your practice, begin transitioning to second side. Scoop away the flesh from the sitting bones. Feel your way into the foundation. From the sitting bones to the left heel. Right hand on the right thigh, left hand beyond the left hip perhaps, to assist you in that gentle twist already of bringing your spine aligned out over that left leg. And then on the inhalation, lift your tail, climb up your spine, bone by bone, bottom to top. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting all the way up, and then take it all out and over that left leg. Every bit of it comes with you. Continuing to lift the tail. And then continue to feel your way into your points of contact to assist you in finding your way into the experience of Janusirsasana out over the left leg. Perhaps the right hand grabbing hold of the outside of the left foot, staying on the center strike of the left heel so that we can record over old patterns of pronating, supinating, whatever it is we do in our habitual standing of that left foot, that left leg. And then once you find your edge, once you've felt your way in, you bow your head and you feel what the pose is offering your body, what your body is offering the pose, and you breathe in to that experience. You water the root system of your left leg with your breath. Soft tongue, soft jaw, soft belly, warm heart. Last little bit of bringing that right kidney towards the left knee to really open up the quadratus lumborum, that low back muscle that can get a little bit sticky and fussy. All right. Deep bow to the left leg, Maha gratitude, and then on an inhalation, lifting your gaze, exhaling, lifting the heart. Pause at the top for a clearing breath. And then feeling your way into 2 legs long. And then as we take our final pose, our final forward fold to seal our practice, you decide, is it Paschimottanasana with the 2 legs long and together, or is it a gentle diamond pose with the knees ever so slightly bent? If you would, give a show of diamond pose, Becca. Yeah, diamond pose. Or is it heels all the way up into Baddha Konasana? So you've got 3 options to try on. Legs fully extended, gentle bend in a diamond, or deep bend into Baddha Konasana. What feels like it needs the most love? The hamstrings, the low back, and the hips. Feel your way in, find your foundation, and then on an inhalation, look up, open the front line of the spine. Exhale, take your forward fold. Let there be a softness to this final pose. And the forward bends are cooling. They're a gesture of humility, a gesture of surrender. Feel an opening of the space from the base of the skull to the base of your neck. Feeling our way into the hind skull, into the lunar brain that is nurturing and nourishing and cooling. And then let your last 3 to 5 breaths here really carry the greatest expression of surrender that you can muster, of acceptance. Because maybe, just maybe, all life is workable. And maybe all is in perfect order, even if we don't understand it or agree with it. Perhaps the path to liberation lies in surrender. And as we practice it through the asanas on the sticky mat, perhaps we're more able to access it out on the field of Dharma. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. And then with as little effort as possible, slowly begin rolling out of the pose. A gentle pausing at the top, and then you roll yourselves down to the floor for Shavasana. Feeling your way into whatever shape your body organically, instinctually claims for this time of integration. Giving this posture as much attention as you have every other posture. Claiming the length of the arms, and then they soften. The length of the legs, and they soften. Now this is the time that I come around and tuck you all in with loving kindness. So imagine me doing so. I'm coming and I'm sliding your superhero cape down your back. I'm putting your shoulder blades into your back pockets. I'm gently tugging your arms a little bit longer, pushing on your frontal hip bones to spill your pelvic bowl backwards and open up your low back. Feel me tucking you in. And then there you are, completely surrendered in stillness. As you bring your awareness to your toes and imagine, envision your toes coming to life like sparklers. And you can visualize each of the cells in your toes dancing ecstatically with radiant health and wellness. And this ecstatic dance comes into your feet, and all the cells of your feet ignite. The ecstatic dance comes into your ankles, your shins, your calves. A human sparkler. The ecstatic dance comes on up into your thighs, the quads, the hamstrings, the cells dancing, fully illumined, radiant, coming up into the hips, the buttocks, the pelvic bowl, the pelvis, and all the contents therein, the ecstatic dance of trillions of radiant cells. The belly ignites in its radiant wellness. The entire back body, the spine, the shoulders, the collarbones, the sternum, the upper arm, the elbows, the forearms, the palms, the fingertips ignite. Sparklers. Just as the stars lighting up in the night sky, all the cells of your body are lighting up in the radiant dance of wellness. The throat, the neck, the jaw, the skull, and all of its contents from ear to ear, all the way out through the tips of the hair, sparklers, stars, the ecstatic dance of trillions of radiant cells. That's what we are. So pause for a moment more and remember that. Feel that. Embody that. Claim your wellness. And then slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, giving great thanks for the ease with which you can do so. Fist and fan your hands and your feet to clear any distortion. Circle the ankles and the wrists. And then allow your body whatever organic movements are there. And then slowly hugging your knees into your chest and rolling over onto your side. Resting onto your side for a breath or two. Symbolically tucking into the fetal position. Being born brand new after each practice. Having washed away the stains of old habits. And then support yourself with your hands as you come up to seated without using neck muscles. And as you arrive seated on your throne, the two palms press, uniting self to self. The head bows. And we give thanks to whatever it is that stirs within us and brings us to the practice of yoga. We give thanks to the saints and sages that laid this practice down, and to all who make it possible for us to have the privilege of this practice in our lives. We'll seal our time together with the vibrational kiss of an Om, followed by the closing prayer for world peace. Join me if and where you will. Peaceful and free. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Peace to all, light to all, love to all. Namaste. Thank you for being.